All right. So again, I'm just going to continue walk through the process of forking, cloning, branching, and submitting or creating a pull request. So with that, I'm on my Platoon. I'm going to fork it over to my personal GitHub by going up to the fork. It's making a copy. And there we go. I'm at Tom Preetz SQL queries. I'm going to clone it down to my local machine. So I'm in here. My challenges, I'm going to get clone. I'm going to zoom in once and paste that in there. Clones it. I can list everything out. I see SQL queries right there. I'm going to clear it, cd into SQL queries, and then open this up in the current VS Code window by doing code space -r space period. All right, here's the README. In this challenge, you'll be writing a number of different SQL queries against your school database. Once you have a working query, check your work against the database. For submission of this challenge, touch a new file with the SQL statements you've written to get the desired result. So first thing I'm going to do is create a new file called queries, I guess, .SQL. List everything out. I'm going to code queries. All right. And now I'm literally just going to copy each and one of these over to my queries file and comment everything out. Get rid of all that. All right. So I'm just going to PSQL into my school database, school, and Tim Gavin, what's the query for select rows from all the classes table? Tim?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, no, you're good.
It's select and then the column you want to select. So rows.
So select all the rows.
Just a asterisk or star asterisk thing.
All right.
From, and then the classes.
Classes with the semicolon. All right, so there we go. We have select star from classes. So I'm going to copy that, throw that up there. All right, thank you, Tim. Charles, select the name and credits from the classes table where the numbers of credits is greater than 3.
Should select the name and classes?
Select the name and credits from the classes table where the number of credits is greater than 3.
So select what is it? Classes.name.
So classes.name,
comma classes.credits.
Credits
from classes.
From classes.
And then you said where the credits are greater than 3?
Correct. Right here, where the credits are greater.
Then on the next line, maybe do where classes.credits is, and then the greater or equal than 3.
Greater than 3. So greater than, not greater than, or equal to 3. Let's see if that works. All right. Perhaps you mean to reference the column up. Let's do that again. So I spelled credits wrong. There we go. There's another way we can do this. We can do everything, but without doing the dot credits or the classes, because we don't need to do classes dot credits. That's only if we're using multiple tables. We get the same thing with just select name, credits, like so. Yep, good job. Lou, let's What's the query for all? Select all rows from the classes table where credits is an even number.
So it'd be select star from classes where credits modulus 2
Modulus 2
equals 0.
equals 0. There we go. We have all the even numbers. 4, 4, 2. Great. All right. Michael Grandori. Let's select all of Tiana's enrollments that she hasn't yet received a grade for.
Sorry, I was having some trouble getting off mute there. I'm sorry, it was, which one is it?
All of Tiana's enrollments that she hasn't yet received a grade for.
Okay, so you're gonna select all from students.
So select star from students.
And then you're gonna join enrollments on students ID equals student ID.
And dot student ID equals students dot ID. Okay.
And where the first name equals Tiana and the grade is null.
So where students dot first name equals Tiana and
Correct.
enrollments dot grade is null.
Yes.
Does that work? Like equals null?
It has to be is null.
Is null. Okay, thank you. Oh,
Hold on one second. Let me just see.
Tiana's got 2 ends also.
oh, thank you. So I'm getting some back, but yeah, it's 0 back. Cool. So that works. So select all from join students on where students and okay. All right. Let's keep going. Dylan, select all of Tiana's enrollments that she hasn't yet received a grade for, selected by her first name and not her student ID. So it looks like this was selected by her first name. Let's do that one. And if I wanted to select using her her student ID, how would I do that? Let's select all of Tiana's enrollments that she hasn't yet received a grade for, but selected by her ID. What would that look like?
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest up front. I was actually struggling with how to do that yesterday. And I wanted to clarify for that question, when it says all of Tiana's enrollments, so should I return the actual enrollments or her student information?
Let's see this one.
Because I was having trouble understanding exactly what these questions were asking for.
So let's see does this actually return all of her enrollments that she hasn't yet received a grade for? Let's see. So student ID, class ID. So we just want to know the enrollments. So if we do select star from enrollments, I just want to see what that looks like. So all of them that she hasn't received a grade for. So class ID is 3. ID. So student ID is 1. So she hasn't received a grade for 1 enrollment. So just selecting all the enrollments. So it could be like it pretty much just kind of has to be what enrollment ID she has yet to receive a grade for. So in here,
Okay. All right. So
or I guess what
Yeah.
class, but this is the enrollment, so it could just be like student ID and class ID that we need.
okay. Well, I think I can do this then. Select students. I mean, we can just add our first name in there. Students.first name, comma, enrollments.star.
Enrollments.star.
Yeah, to grab everything
Okay.
from enrollments. Then join students on students .id equals enrollments.student ID,
Enrollments. ID.
where students .id equals 1 and enrollments .grade
ID
is
equals
null.
1.
Yeah, and I think
is null.
we'll see.
See if that works. Oh, spelled it wrong. Where did I spell it wrong? Students. So what did it say? Enrollments. I think it's student ID, right?
Yeah, did I say enrollments ID?
No, I think that's my bad. All right, so we're still having an issue. Column enrollments.students. Is it student ID? Student ID. So there we go. So yeah,
All right.
that definitely works.
All right. It's not as hard as I thought it was then. I was just overthinking it yesterday.
There, from enrollments join. Oh, let's do that. I just like to split this up. All right, Izad. Select all of Tiana's enrollments that she hasn't yet received a grade for, selected by her first name, not her student ID, with the class name included in the results.
Okay.
This one's a tough one.
So select classes.name.
Select classes dot name.
Comma enrollments dot star, or yeah, from enrollments.
From enrollments.
Join classes on classes.id equal to enrollments.class ID.
Enrollments.class ID.
Join students on students.id equal to enrollment.student.id.
Okay.
Where enrollments.grade is null and students.first name equal to Tiana.
Typo in enrollment.
Thank you. Oh. And
student's first name equal to Tiana.
See if this works. All right, what do we have? Classes.name selected by a first name where the class's name is included in the result. Yep. And again, there's multiple ways to do this. But yeah, this is good. Good job. Let's do that. From enrollments, join classes, join enrollments where, okay, cool. All right, Emma, select all students born before 1986 who have a T in their first or last name. Emma, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Select star from student.
Select star from students.
Where students dot birthday.
Students dot birthday.
I'm not sure how to do this here. It's
Okay.
because it's as a string, right? So I mean, you could like hard code it and say, no,
So the birth,
Eastern.
so the birth date field. So I just look. I'm inspecting the students' database. It's actually as a date. So I know it looks like a string, but it's converted into a date.
Could you do greater than
So
less than 1986 dash 01-01?
01. Yep. Okay. Where student's birth date is less than, January 1st, 1986, and who also have a T in their first or last name.
And first name, dot sorry. And first name, I like would you do like a percent on both sides and a T?
Like so?
Yes.
Yep. So, because we wanted to see if they have that first name or last name. What does the percent mean? Anybody can answer this.
Wild card.
Wild card? But why does it? Where does the placement of the percentage sign? What does that mean? How come it's before?
Yeah, so a percentage sign before the letter means anything can come before the T. So if it was an percent SON and Christensen, Mathewson, whatever you want, and it will show up. And then likewise for a percent after the letters, if you have a capital P and then a percent, you could have Preet, Parker, Porter, anything after that.
So this says if anything starts with the letter T.
Right.
This says anything ends with the letter T.
Right.
And then this says, hey, if it starts with, ends with, or is anywhere in between. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, cool. All right. Emma, you can continue.
Or last name, I like same.
Like percent T percentage. Let's check that out. All right, so first name Tiana has a T in her first name. Leopold Town and Tom Preet. Cool. Good job. Let's see. All right. What's next? All right. Jarrett Hosey, the average age of all the students.
Select AVG round brace or parentheses or not parentheses. Yeah. Age round braces. Birth date.
Birth.
And then outside of the braces.
This first
from
brace?
students. Oh, both of them.
All right, from students. So the average age. So select average age of the birth date from students. Cool. Does that look right?
Yeah.
Cool. There's also another way. See if this works. So select average age. I'm selecting the current date. So if you literally just say, select current date, you can actually get the current date of everyone. So you can say like select, just like you had it, average age. And then in here, you can do another query, select current date, comma, birth date from students. So just so you know, you can do queries within queries.
My partner and I also found yesterday that age, like you have the select current date, it can take in 2 arguments like before your end date, and you can put in any date there and it'll calculate from there, which is kind of cool.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Heather, select addresses that have a space in their name.
Okay, so to select addresses that have a space in their name,
Yep.
you do select star from addresses where city, like, and then in quotations, the parentheses space.
Like so?
In quotations?
Oh, sorry. Is it
And then,
double quotes, single quotes? I think it's single quotes, right?
Single quotes, yes. And then parentheses space, parentheses. Or not,
So,
sorry, percent.
no, yep, I got it. All right, let's see if this. So spaces. What's the difference between like and I like? Anybody?
Case insensitivity.
So case insensitivity. So I like is case insensitive and like is case sensitive. Is that it?
I believe so.
Cool. So if we did the same thing with I like, get the same thing because it's case insensitive. Good job. All right. Giovanni. Let's select the students and their addresses that live in a city with more than one word in the city name.
So for this one will be select star key from students, join addresses, and then on, and you gotta do addresses.id equals students.address underscore ID.
Yep. All right.
Where addresses that city I like. Then in single quotes will be yeah, and then what's the name of that sign? There you go, that one.
Yeah, percent like so.
Yeah.
All right, let's check that out. Cool. So Tom Prit, Awesome. So we can just make sure select star from addresses just to see all the different addresses. So is Jamar Town in there? No, it is not. Cool. So that works. Select star. Oh, man.
What was the difference with the previous question?
This one.
Yeah.
Is there actually, I think it actually adds the students in there. So is that your question? Like,
yes.
yeah, so.
But, for example, we have 3 words. So does this, I mean, it will come with the second question as well if we have 3 words, or it's just 2 words.
Oh, I think it selects all of them that has more than one word.
Oh, okay.
So 2 or more.
Okay.
All right. Charlie. Is Charlie here? Yep, there it is. Charlie, select the average number of credits for classes offered at the school.
So we'd want to do select AVG, open parenthesis, credits, close parenthesis, and then from classes.
From classes. All right. So we have that. So we have average. That is one way to do it. So that is correct. Whoop. Let's do another way. I don't like how this is like rounded to like the 15 decimal points or whatever that is. Is there a way we can only select like 3.20 credits? And also this average title, it isn't that descriptive. Let's try to change that. Can anybody know how we can round it just to like the first 2 decimal points and also create a header that is kind of a descriptive as to what I'm averaging?
So I believe after credits, if you do comma space 2, then that limits it to 2 places.
Like so?
Let me see. I can't see where. No. Inside the parentheses.
Oh, inside. Comma 2. No function. All right.
Yeah, before AVG, you can round. You can use the word round. That's what I found yesterday.
So before,
Yeah.
like round.
Yeah, and then you use parentheses after that. And then you close parentheses.
Okay.
God damn it.
Let's see. Oh, I see what I did there. So there's 3. So we're rounding it. I'm just gonna quit that. Whoop. Clear. Just give us some space. So it says round 3.
Now you do the comma 2. I think after the
oh, right in here
after the average inside of the round.
All right, let's check that out. Cool. Yep, we got 3.2. Now this round isn't that descriptive. I don't know what I'm rounding. I just don't even know what I'm looking at. How do I change the title to this? So you can always do as average credits from classes. So select the average credits, round it to the nearest 2 decimal points as average credits from classes. There we have average credits or average credits. Cool. So that's another way to do it. All right, who's next? Young. Select the first and last name of all students who have received an A.
You select first name, comma, last name, comma, grade. So that's gonna print out all those information from students. And then we're gonna join enrollments on students.id equal to enrollments.studentid.
Okay.
And we're gonna set the constraint to where grade equals to a string A, capital A.
All right, cool. That's definitely one way to do it. I'm going to show you another way. Same thing, but notice how it gets a little cumbersome having to do like students.id, enrollments.studentid, enrollments.grade. You can do the same thing, but after, let's actually just start from scratch. So select first name, last name, grade from students. And when you do space, ST, it's saying, hey, from here on out, anytime I reference ST, it references the students table. So join enrollments. And instead of utilizing enrollments throughout the rest of the query, I can just do EN. And I can even like enroll or whatever I want, but I just wanted to have it short on enrollments.students.id equals student.id join classes. And I don't want to use classes throughout the rest of the thing. I don't even need to do that, do I? Students.id, and then where enrollments.grade equals A. Same thing. Now, like how the query is a little bit shorter.
Tom, do you have to use the first? Oh, you said you could use enroll. Could you use like XYZ or something that's totally unrelated to the name of the table?
You should be able to.
And then my other question is, do you have to? So the question here is return the first and last name of all students who received an A. So it doesn't actually ask for the grade. Right. Is there a way to just look in that table without joining it? So like return the first and last names where enrollments.grade equals A or something? Or do you have to join them?
You have to join them because in the enrollments table, it doesn't have.
It doesn't know who got that, what students got which grade. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Cool. All right, several more. Jarrell, let's select each student's first name and the total credits they've enrolled in.
All right, so what I did was select students dot first name, comma, sum,
first name, comma, sum,
open parentheses, classes, dot credits, close parentheses, from enrollments, inner join classes, on enrollments, dot class ID.
I'll do that.
Yeah, we can use here. Class ID equal to classes dot ID.
Okay.
And then inner join students on enrollments dot student ID equal to students dot ID.
Okay.
And then group by students dot first name.
What did I do? Oh man, what am I doing? Perhaps. Oh, I see. Interesting. Does that still work like that? Nope. Uh-oh. It's because I messed it all up. I started doing the short. Like so. There we go.
Tom, can I ask a quick question about this query?
Yeah.
I noticed when I was doing this with my partner yesterday that Leopold has a sum of 18 credits, and I didn't think that added up, so I checked. It's counting the same class. He enrolled in the same class twice, one where he doesn't have a grade and one where he does. And I didn't know if that was just an issue with the seed data or like not having the restrictions that they can't enroll twice, or...
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, good catch. All right. Good job. All right. Julius, select the total number of credits each student has received a grade for.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Select first name, comma, sum, open parentheses, of credits from students, join enrollments on students.id equals student ID, join classes on class ID equals classes.student ID.
On classes dot on
Student underscore ID.
student underscore ID.
Where grade is not null.
Hold on a second. I'm missing something here. So select first name, some credits from students, join enrollments on students.id equals enrollments.studentid, join classes. Is that correct?
Yes.
On classes dot, or did I, what should it be on?
Class ID, actually. I think that's what we were missing.
So class, so just on class ID?
On class ID equals classes.id.
So it'd be enrollments dot class ID equals classes dot ID. Is that correct? Or no? You're on mute.
Okay. I don't know. Help me out here.
Yeah. So I think everything is correct. Enrollments, class ID. I was just making sure that I was understanding what you were trying to. I was just making sure I wasn't missing anything. So we're good right now. And then up until this point, what's next?
I think the last line is we want to add where.
Yep.
Grade is not null.
Is not null.
And then we group by first name.
First name. All right. I want to see if something where enrollments. No, never mind. Yeah. Awesome. Good job. All right. Tommy, select all enrollments, including the class name.
Okay.
all enrollments. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So select student ID, comma, class ID, comma, classes dot name from.
Select student.id.
Yep, and then classes dot name.
And then classes.name.
Yep. And then from enrollments. Join classes on enrollments dot class underscore ID equals classes dot ID
Okay.
semicolon.
All right. Looks like we're missing. Is there a
so-
students.id?
It should be select student underscore ID.
Underscore ID.
Mm-hmm.
And then class
Student.
underscore ID.
Yep, classes underscore ID, and then classes dot name. Yep. that
Okay, cool.
Should be good. Yep.
There we go. Including the class name. Cool. Got 2 more left. All right. Matthew. Select students born between 1982 and 1985, inclusive of 85. Is Matt on? No, he is not. All right.
You might be
Frankie.
having power issues from yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I recall that.
I can go ahead.
Frankie.
You're going to do select all from students where birth date is greater than or equal to.
Greater than or equal to.
And you're going to do single quotations 1982 -01 -01
Mm-hmm.
and birth date is less than or equal to 19 or single quotations 1985 -12 -31 and semi.
All right, cool. There we go. All right, last one. What we got? Did Lou go? You went already? Andrew.
Yep.
Insert a new enrollment recording that Andrew Rohan took physics 218 and got an A.
All right. I just did insert into enrollments. And then in parentheses, student ID or student underscore ID, comma, like class underscore ID, comma, grade. And then close parentheses and then values. Parentheses, 5, comma, 4, single quotes, A. And, yep.
That's it. All right, let's check that out. Since in all right, now we can select star from enrollments. I just want to see.
Yep.
I just want to see. So there's this student ID and class ID. So 5 and 4. 5 and 4, and value of an A. Cool. Where is that one at? All right.
You imported the mistaken insert.
Oh. Thank you. Cool. So I'm going to exit out of here. Does anybody have any questions about any of this?
What was the group by again?
So this groups everything by their whatever. So if we let's actually Google it. Group by SQL. Explained. So the group by statement rows that have the same values into a summary row. So find the number of customers in each country. So group by, so it's going to group everything by, statement is often used to aggregate. So yeah, it just groups everything by whatever column you want to group everything by. So for example, so select demo database. So let's try it ourselves. So here's the database, customers, records, and we want to, wait, oh, that's not the database. So we just want to group everything by the country. So if each country has multiple customers in it, we can group everything so they're each, it only lists the country once and it has the list of the count of it. Same with, where's the group by? So the total number of credits for each student. So we're grabbing all the credits for all the students and then we're grouping it by just a single student with a row or with a column, yeah, with a column of the total number of credits for each student. Otherwise, it would just list everything with all the credits with multiple rows for each student. So a student can be on multiple rows. But if you want just a single first name or a single student name, we can group all the credits together and obviously add the sum of it and just have it by their first name. I don't know if that was a good enough, a good explanation. So if we do it, if we just delete all of that. Whoop. Group by. Oh, damn it. Just want to see if this works. It's probably gonna throw an error. So if we didn't have the first name, it's literally just summing all the credits from all of the students. But if you want to actually group by individual students, it splits them all up.